Welcome back, everybody. As mentioned earlier, today we'll be applying what we learned in a previous episode, getting some more hands-on experience with formula and using a few more functions from the wiki. So let's start from the top of our sheet and work our way down. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place each of our components in a panel with a label that references that information, and you'll see why in just a minute. Perfect. Now all of our panels and reference labels have been added. I've also went ahead and added these checkboxes to show whether or not we're proficient in each of our skills. Let's go ahead and make that checkbox functional by opening our athletic skill label, which references our number field, and adding onto it a little bit. First off, I want to do a plus sign since we'll be adding to the base skill that we input. And let's say that if we're proficient in this skill, we'll get a +3 modifier. So if proficient, add 3. And if we're not proficient, if the checkbox is unchecked, let's just go ahead and add 0. And I'll just go ahead and repeat that process for the other skills. In an earlier episode, we made an edit lock checkbox, and since we've already covered visibility formula, let's go ahead and make that useful. First, I'll make it where all my input components show when it's enabled by referencing the checkbox right in the visibility formula, just like we did in the last episode. Then I'll make it a little bit more complicated by taking our reference labels and making them only visible when that checkbox is unchecked. And I'll do that by encasing the checkbox's component key in a not function. In a later episode, I'll be going back and doing something with the proficiency checkboxes, but for now, we'll just go ahead and leave it invisible when we aren't editing. I'm also going to go ahead and do something about our competencies and language sections. Rather than just having a rich text area to enter all of our values into, instead I'll go ahead and make a series of checkboxes to show whether or not we have a competency or language and making a label to reference them. Also put both of these components into separate panels. That way we'll be able to set our edit lock visibility formula on the panel itself containing all of our checkboxes or all of our labels and save ourselves a little bit of work. And there we have it. Now when we enable our edit lock, we can edit all of our components. So it is a little bit of a misnomer, and I'll fix that off screen by reversing which components get the not function. And when we're done editing, we can check this box and everything will become a label, just displaying our text again. And that's all we're going to go over for today, folks. So we went over and created reference labels for most of our input components, gave a conditional visibility formula to everything, so our sheet only shows the inputs when we're editing and our references when we're not. We also went through and added a few if statements for some additional math, just to get a bit of more idea how that can be used with our proficiency system. And as always, if you want to see these changes on your machine, the templates will be available on GitHub by the time this video hits YouTube. In the next episode, we're going to go over dynamic tables and item displayers, which are going to open a lot of doors for us. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.